Many years ago, when I first became acquainted with Abraham, I was walking down the street in D.C. from the metro and had the headphones on, the Walkman. Something that was in the tape broke a floodgate within me. And I didn't realize until I had walked almost a block that I had ignored the street crossing sign and that tears were coming down my cheeks. Since that time, I've had ups and downs with peeling away the onion skins of my past learning. I feel I'm at a point right now where I'm ready to take that next step, but am thwarted probably by something I don't know that I'm doing. But I'd like to get the pedal to the metal and move across that desert and speed up the trip between Phoenix and San Diego.
The first thing that we wanted to say to you as you were unraveling this wonderful story is the thing that you're doing that you don't know what it is that you're doing, that thing is just acknowledging that I'm not quite where I want to be or that's not going fast enough. In other words, it's the not making peace with where you are. And the thing that is most interesting about anyone who is wanting to speed the trip between where they are and San Diego is they have missed the whole point of everything that we're saying to you, because when you have that sensation that you're wanting to quickly close that gap, that means that you're first not understanding that there will always be another and another and another and another and another, and that you're not in that place yet where you're making peace with where you are or enjoying your journey. You can always tell that you're going with the flow of the desires that you've set into motion because those desires feel good to you. So let's start moving up the emotional scale on that. Which feels better? I'm done with where I am. I want to go to a new place, and it's taking so long. Or I'm done with where I am, and I'm wanting to go to a new place, and I know that things are unfolding perfectly.
That feels much
You
better.
can really feel which of those comments is going with the flow. So I'm on my way to something new and eager to explore.
Yes.
I'm on my way to something new, and it's going to be so much fun watching how it unfolds.
Definitely.
I'm on my way to someplace new, and I do not understand what's taking so long.
Yuck.
Can't you just feel which way you've got your canoe going?
Right.
I'm really good at what I do, and I'm looking forward to applying some of those skills in a new environment.
Yes.
Is there any question about what the flow feels like? And can you see that nothing's slowing you down except the direction of your canoe? The stream's flowing. And we'll tell you something else. The more you've been wanting it and the more contrast you've lived and the more you've launched into vibrational escrow, the faster that stream is going. When you've got a fast-moving stream and you get your canoe pointed in the right direction, you're going to get there really quick. But if you're paddling in the wrong direction, now, consider this. Is it possible to have wanted something for so long and have launched so many rockets of desires, and Source has ridden the rocket of so many of my desires that I have a really, really, really fast-moving stream, and that I'm pointed in the wrong direction, paddling really hard in the opposite direction? Is that possible? Say, yeah, feels pretty bad, doesn't it, when you do that? When the stream's pulling you this way and you're working really hard in opposition, you can really feel it. So here's the question. Is it possible, Abraham, for this current to be going so fast that even though I'm resistant, I'm still moving in the direction of my desire? Yeah. Happens all the time. That's what that feeling of impatience is about. In other words, you know it ought to be happening. You know that you've done the work. You know that you've launched the rockets. So just chill out. Turn your canoe around. Make statements that feel better and go with the flow. There are some people, in fact, you see it, and you've all experienced it at one time or another, where your desire about something is stronger than your belief. And so it happens in spite of you. In spite of your determination to make it hard. And that's where people get the idea that there's no gain without pain. But, you work so hard for your successes. And it comes from that attitude that, if I turn it downstream, that's just plain lazy. Nothing should be easy. And we say, life is ease. It is love, and it is ease, and it is well-being. And struggle and hardship are the opposite of the flow.
One of the gaps for me was I wanted to create a lot of money. So I left the company that I was working for, and I started a company on my own. And my friend said you could start working with me because she was making a lot of money doing the same thing that I was going to be doing. So I just started working about 6 months ago, and I made a couple sales, and I made a lot of money. And so we're going to have to expand this company because she thought I was just going to make a couple sales, but now I can see I can make about 20 and make a whole lot of money. So now we're building up this company. Well, it's her company, and I'm in her company, and I see the possibility for a lot of money, and that's a gap I've always had. I always wanted to make a whole lot of money. But all of a sudden, in the past week and days as I'm preparing to come here, I'm looking, do I even really want to be working with her? She's got a lot of expertise that I can learn more about what I'm doing, but she bosses me around. And I don't like being bossed around. I can learn from her. I could stay with her for another year or two. But meanwhile, I'm working very hard and I'm working very well. And I'm going out and getting customers. But it's all under the name of her company. So even if I decide to leave in a year or two and open up on my own, I've gotten 50 or 100 clients that I've solicited under the name of her company. So I'd have to go back. So I'm struggling with, I want to say to her, gee, I know we could make more together, or I know maybe...
Well, here's a question that we would put to ourselves if we were standing in your physical shoes. So, working with her provided me the next logical step. In other words, it was this logical place that I could step to, and it was a good choice. I could tell when I made the decision it was a good choice by the way it felt and by how easily it unfolded. I could tell that I was going with the flow. And once I stepped into it, I could still tell I was going with the flow because the sales came relatively easy and the money came relatively easy. And so I can tell that from where I was before and what I was asking for, that when I made the decision to go with her, that I was moving in the direction of what is waiting for me over there in vibrational escrow because it unfolded well. So now I'm asking myself the question, are the benefits of this platform of stability and well-being outweighing the annoyance that I get because she bosses me around? So I will imagine myself stepping away from her and therefore stepping away from that platform of stability and friendship and flow into an environment where that's not there. And maybe I've got my own security going now, only you will know. And now I'm absent of her bossing me around. So does it feel better in the absence of her bossing me around? Do I feel more secure in making that move? Does the feeling of security outweigh the feeling of irritation? We can feel that the security and well-being of the platform that she provides far outweighs the annoyance of her bossing you around. In other words, we can feel that powerfully in your vibration already. But then we want to say to you, there's another way to approach this in light of what we've been talking about already here today, and that is it possible for me to receive the benefit that I receive from working with her and tune out the bossing me around? In other words, what we want you to understand is that if you leave there because she annoys you, then that's still active in your vibration. And the next place you go, there will be something else annoying. And the next place you go, there will be something else annoying. Where if you stay where you are and focus upon the things that really matter, so that the things that really matter are what are most active in your vibration, now it doesn't matter. You just tune all that other stuff out. We suspect that there's something else going on. It's not just that she's annoying. It's that you're wanting to prove yourself. You're wanting to get off on your own. In other words, there are other things things that we can feel pulsing in the vibration in there. But if we were standing in your physical shoes, we'd stay right where we are, and we'd clean up our vibration, and we wouldn't think in terms of doing something different. We would just appreciate the heck out of what's going on where you are, and then understand that in everything that you're living, you're asking incrementally for things to be more and more the way you like them. And as long as you are appreciating where you are, the universe will yield to you another and another and another and another avenue. The thing that we're really wanting to say to all of you is you do not need to jump from where you are into something else with action. If you could make peace with where you are and just look for reasons to feel good where you are, you would automatically begin to move into the next phase of your life that will more adequately accommodate all of the things that you've been asking for. It's not about should I do this or should I do that. It's how should I feel about what's happening now so that I will allow the universe to yield to me an even better unfolding. Did you hear that? People will say, should I leave this job? Should I leave this marriage? Should I leave this relationship? And we say, don't leave anything in terms of action. Just leave the parts of it out of your mind that are annoying while you amplify the parts that you are adoring. And what begins to happen is the sequence of events and circumstances just begin to reveal themselves to you so that you effortlessly just move into better and better and better and better, much in the way that you moved into this. You're on the right track. And here's the thing that we really want you to hear. Anytime you're questioning how much somebody else should get, in other words, when you get into that competitive place where somebody's getting more than their fair share and what they're getting is depriving me, there is a no-win proposition that is happening for you, because in that lack-based vibration, you're pinching off future selves. In other words, here's the best example of that we have ever witnessed in physical form. So a woman sat in the hot seat and was talking about her now husband, who had a former wife. And her now husband was supporting her and their children well. But the former wife, every time he'd make a little more money, she would go to the courts and petition for a higher percentage of what he was earning for her. And so it seemed that every increase in his salary went more to his ex-wife than it was going to his current family, and it was very annoying to this current wife. And we said, we wish he had 10 ex-wives, all doing exactly the same thing. And she said, why would you wish that upon us? And we said, because as he is sifting through the contrast, and he has this family that he's supporting and that family that he's supporting and all of these ex-wives and children who are asking for things, and they see him as the vortex through which it comes, they are summoning powerfully through him. And when he is relaxed and going with the flow, his income is increasing because of the desire that they are pulling through him. So we said, if he's making $100,000 and giving half of it to her, then he is taking home $50,000. And if he had 10 wives, now he would be making $1 million, and he would be giving $500,000 to them, and he would have $500,000 to keep. In other words, when you understand that the flow is infinite, and it doesn't matter what percentage the government takes in taxes or what percentage your coworker takes in commissions, when you understand that your flow has nothing to do with the percentage they take. It has to do with how much you will allow to flow to you and through you. So now see yourself as someone who is highly productive, and see your co-partner as someone who is really rooting for you and really wanting you to thrive and succeed. And feel the difference in her attitude if you are joyfully sharing in the profits of your endeavors as opposed to begrudgingly sharing in the profits of your endeavors. In other words, see her as a cooperative summoner of the energy through you and a supporter of your vibration, you see.
Well, she is. Okay.
We know she is.
She is. I mean, she is. Where I get hung up is like, okay.
Where you get hung up is believing that there is a finite amount of money that you can earn. You think that there's a limit to what you can earn, and that she is taking a bigger percentage of it than she deserves.
Here's where I get hung up, okay? But even before that, it keeps me from hearing what you're saying. If she's out shopping and I'm on the phone And I made 15 brand new sales that she never made before. It had nothing to do with the company. She didn't even know the people. And I made the sales. What do I need her for? That's where I get hung up.
Well, you don't need her. But she was at one time the next logical step. And if you walk away from her because something else is the next logical step, that's entirely different than if you walk away from her because she's taken more than she deserves.